We got 10 minutes to go here on the show today, and I want to get into our finals predictions here.
Oh, let's go.
Brij, I'll start off with you. Who do you got coming out of the East and West, and then who's ultimately going to win it?
All right, so as I said before, I have the Celtics winning in 7 against the Bucks. That'll put them in the Eastern Conference Finals. I think they'll meet the Heat. I think they'll beat the Heat in, let's say, 6 or 7 games. I think it'll be a close series. But I have the Celtics coming out of the East. And in the West, I have the Warriors coming out of the West. I think I have them beating the Suns in the Western Conference Finals. So that'll be a Boston Warriors showdown. Now, I could be wrong. I don't know. Is it the best record or higher seed that gets the home court in the finals? I think it's best record. I
think it's best record.
Yeah, probably.
Because the Celtics are a 2 seed in the East, but the Warriors are a 3 seed in the West. So I think the Warriors would have home court. So just to factor that in, right. I think this is such a hard series to pick here because I think that this series would go 6 or 7 games.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to take the Warriors. I think the Warriors dynasty is not over just yet. And I think the Celtics window is just opening. And I think that the Warriors will beat the Celtics in 7 games. I think Stephen Curry will finally get that elusive finals MVP that he's been lacking. I think that Klay Thompson will have one of those games where he just goes for like 37 points and not in one quarter. It's the whole game.
What if he does?
What if he does, right? And I just think that the Warriors will solidify themselves as a true dynasty, that one that can stand the test of time. Like when you look in the NFL, the Patriots dynasty is great, not just because of all the titles, but because of the distance between some of the titles. They didn't win from 2004 to 2014, yet it was one continuous dynasty. So for the Warriors to show that their run wasn't just in the 2010s, that it actually continues, that they can swap out guys while keeping their core talent, I think shows a lot.
Yeah, I mean, this playoffs has been unbelievable. I wouldn't say very wide open, but so far every, I guess, home court advantage team, I guess every favorite has advanced. So it's been 1-4, 2-3, 1-4, 2-3 in each of the conferences. That's why, like, this is such a fun playoffs. It could go either way. So next round I have Golden State, Phoenix in the West, and then Milwaukee, Miami in the East. I think 2 amazing series. I think Milwaukee beats Miami in 6. And I think Phoenix beats Golden State in 7. So I got a rematch of last year. You got Phoenix versus Milwaukee.
Great matchup.
I mean, I think the 2 best teams, arguably the 2 best teams in basketball. You got the best player in basketball in Giannis, and the best team in basketball in the Suns on the other side. That series, if that actually happens, it's going to be so fun because I think that the Suns avenged their finals loss last year. They came in a little bit wet behind the ears. A young team, even though they were led by Chris Paul.
Yep.
They're back. They're more motivated. They're deeper. I think they have a little bit more championship experience. Getting guys like JaVale McGee.
JaVale could get his 4th ring.
JaVale could get his 4th ring. He is championship.
4.
Yeah.
3 rings.
He got 2
After
with
all
the 2 with the Warriors,
he got
and
2
one
with
with
the
the
Warriors,
Lakers.
okay.
After all the Shaq and a fool nonsense, where he was, I mean, he could end up with the same number of rings as Shaquille O'Neal. I mean, can you believe
That's
that?
so funny. I never
Right?
thought about that. That's so funny. But like JaVale's turning around the narrative. But it's not about JaVale. It's about the Suns. I think the Suns are the best team in basketball, and I think that they're ready for the challenge. Last year they were a little wet behind the ears. This year I think they're ready for the challenge to win it all. And CP3, knock on wood, gets his elusive first ring and solidifies himself as one of the greatest point guards of all time. I think the Suns win the NBA Finals in 7 games this year against the Milwaukee Bucks.
Guys, definitely great stuff for me. I think I agree with you, Tyler. I think it's going to be Golden State, Phoenix, but I think Phoenix is going to win too.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I got Philly and then Boston. I think Boston in like that weird.
That's such a good rivalry because they hate it. Those teams hate each other.
Yeah, the
So
Dr. J and Larry Bird days. I mean,
Exactly.
And even recent memory, they've played each other so many times in the playoffs.
Oh,
they
yeah.
don't like each other at all.
So I think it's
Doc
gonna be-
Rivers,
I
former
think-
coach. There's a lot of storylines.
I think that would be an awesome series. I think Boston's going to win in 6 though.
Yeah,
And I think
fair.
Boston's going to move on to the finals, and then I think, as I said, I think Phoenix will win in. I think they'll win in 6 too. I think it's gonna be 6 or 7. I think this Phoenix team is really good.
Yeah, they're
and
unreal.
then in the finals, I think Phoenix gets it done. I think pretty handedly too. I think it's gonna be in 6, maybe 5
against Boston. Ooh,
Yeah.
really?
I think this Phoenix. I just love Phoenix, and I did
do
it. I did
too.
last year too, and I really hope that they can finish the deal. Because I mean, also it's not even just CP3 should be talking about, but I think if Booker can stay healthy, I love the way he plays.
Book is such a fun player to watch.
Obviously,
His defensive development has been the best story for that team.
absolutely.
and the way he can close games, obviously it dates back to his relationship with Kobe, and for him to get it done, I think that it would just be awesome to see him win too, because I think him and Paul, like they're just, it's almost
Such
like a
dynamic
mentorship,
duo,
and just like
yeah.
the way they fit together, it's so fun to see. I think it's something that's really unique within the NBA, and then what they can do with Crowder, Bridges, Ayton, all those guys as well. It's just such a deep team, and I think they're going to get it done. And I think that would be an amazing story for the team, amazing story for Phoenix as well to bring. I think it would be their first title
I
in
think
their
so.
city, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
Phoenix.
As far as I'm concerned.
Arizona Diamondbacks in 2001,
Okay.
I guess.
Let's
not
okay,
talk
yeah,
about
yeah,
it.
No,
yeah,
yeah,
right,
let's not
right.
talk
Let's not
about
talk
that.
about
That was a sad
That's
day
their
for
only
America.
Yeah, terrible. Yeah. But I think
but-
Booker gets Finals MVP if the Suns win, because I think
Really?
Chris Paul is
Yeah.
just more of that pass first player who's going to
But do
make
you
that
think
impact.
they give it to
They probably
Chris
give it to
Paul
CP3.
because-
Well, I mean, it depends, because what if Booker averages like 32?
Watch
and-
Mikal Bridges win it.
Right? Again, it's hard to tell because you can't get Finals MVP out until you watch the games.
Of
But
course, it's still too
that's
early.
just my prediction.
But yeah, I mean, all right. So Suns, and then you said Warriors.
Yes,
yeah.
Warriors over
I
the
think
Celtics.
the winner of that
comes out of the West.
I think it's going to come out of the West, and the Warriors. I
Interesting,
think.
yeah.
I mean, with Steph and those guys,
Right? I mean,
and
come on,
Steph,
man.
Clay, Jordan Poole finally taking
The
that
pool
lead.
party.
That star, the young star.
And
Oh
also,
my
I think
God.
if Steph would win, I think that does. I mean, obviously he won the titles before Durant, but to
Mhm.
have now a title before Durant, then
And
with
after
Durant,
Durant.
and then after Durant, I think that cements his legacy.
And
You
4 rings for Steph. I mean, that's right.
Arguably the greatest point guard of all time. Him and Magic Johnson are 1 and 2 right now.
And then you could start thinking about, where is he?
All time.
All
Yeah,
time.
and like,
top 10.
Yeah.
and then it kind of you turn to
Ties
Durant,
LeBron James in
and
titles.
Durant,
Yeah.
since he's left.
Oh, I can't wait
Golden
to hear that
State.
on First Take this summer.
Yeah, exactly. Obviously, it's more of
gonna
that.
be
But
hilarious.
for Curry, I think that if he would bring home another championship, and I think because Durant won both Finals MVP,
Yeah,
He
he
did.
did win both.
In
And then
17 and
Iguodala
18.
before.
yeah. So if he
He's
can
one
then
for
get
fame.
that, I think that's a huge feather in his cap as well.